Welcome to Coffee and Conversation. My name is Honorine, and today I'm with Jessica Page, who is pursuing a master in social work. Jessica, thank you for taking the time to be with me this afternoon, and welcome to Coffee and Conversation.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be doing this.
So my first question for you is, who is Jessica Page?
I'm retired military. I got out about 7 years ago. I actually got my undergrad in business financial services and just wasn't what I really wanted to do. So I started just looking at different colleges and programs for social work, and FSU just kind of stood out of all of them to be the best program. And since I was a Florida resident, it just made sense to apply to Florida State. So.
Okay, perfect. And why social work?
I've always wanted to do something that helped people, and I've always been into helping like kids and stuff. So I felt like social work was something that was really needed, especially nowadays, and there's not many of them. So it was just a way for me to give back to the community while pursuing something that I feel like I would enjoy.
Okay, great. And so I believe that as a master's student, you have some kind of research, right? Or a project?
We have 2 internships with capstones that we have to do throughout the program. So I finished my last one. I worked at a hospital doing that. So, and I haven't started my second one yet.
And where will you do that second one?
I'm not sure. The field applications are due later I think next month. So once they find placement and everything, I'm hoping to do it in a school since that's where I want to transition to once I graduate.
So you want to be like some kind of counselor in a school?
Yeah, I want to be social worker at school. They kind of, counsel kids and help them out. So I want to be able to do that. Plus, it gives me the flexibility to be with my daughter on summer breaks and the breaks she has and stuff too. So.
And is it because of your daughter that you want to be in the environment of school?
Partly, yes. I'm a single mom, so having a more flexible schedule and not having to worry about finding childcare for breaks in summer and stuff just takes a huge burden off of everything. So.
Okay. And is it also like some sort of a passion for, young kids that, you can help them from a younger age, and which will have an impact for their future lives?
Yes, absolutely. I feel that if the kids get the help that they need early on, it'll be easier for them when something happens when they're in high school or college or even grown-ups. They can go back to those skills that, they were taught to kind of help them through everything.
Yes, definitely. And so could you tell me more about, your past in the military, like maybe an aspect of your military service that was exceptional to you and maybe how it has encouraged your decision to pursue graduate school?
Yeah, so in the Marine Corps, I was an aviation electrician, and the military is all about helping and being there for the communities. And when I got hurt and got medically retired, I kept the same things that they taught me, like leadership, communication skills, time management, the need to or the want to help people. So I was trying to find something that I could still help around the communities while also pursuing and being happy with what I was doing.
Okay, and so that's how you decided to go back to school.
Yes.
And is it due to your the fact that you were injured?
So since I got injured, I can't do what I was doing in the Marine Corps. So I needed to find a different career path that I could do with my injuries.
Okay, I see. And so Coffee and Conversation is also about your life outside of school. Because as graduate students, we spend a lot of time at school, thinking about school, doing schoolwork. But what do you do to relax?
So like I said, I'm a single mom. So most of my time outside of school is spent with my daughter. I actually just moved to Crawfordville. So we bought a house and everything, and we're just learning the area. So when I'm not at school, I'm doing things with her and exploring and finding all the cool things around here.
Fantastic. And we started Coffee and Conversation with COVID. And so I'm sure as a single mom of, it sounds to me like a young girl, a young daughter. How did it impact your life? How did COVID impact your life as a mom, but also as a graduate student, which is already hard to be a graduate student and a mom. And I can't imagine how it was during COVID.
So with COVID, because before I moved to Crawfordville, I was an online student with Florida State University. So I missed out on a lot of the stuff that they had for the graduate students online. We're supposed to do seminars, I think at least twice, to kind of give us the feel that we're like part of Florida State.
Okay.
But those all got canceled. I think I went to one and then COVID hit and the rest of them got canceled because of COVID. So and then just everything was online. It was a little bit harder to get a hold of people because of COVID, they weren't in their offices, and some things took a little bit longer than they should have, which is understandable with everything going on.
Yeah.
And with my daughter, it was hard because we moved to Pensacola right as COVID hit. So her going from being able to go anywhere she wants to us being limited, and then moving to a new city, which was, we were in Pensacola, finding things to do to keep her entertained was a little bit difficult because everything was closed. Luckily there was trails and hiking and stuff we can do and be outdoors, but with Florida it's always raining, so we were a little limited. And I think it was harder on her than it was, on me, because I expect things, and she just doesn't understand fully. She's only 6, so she doesn't fully understand, well, why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? Why do I have to wear this mask all the time? And why, so I think it was a lot harder on her transitioning and doing everything with COVID than it was for me.
And what about, being becoming a teacher? I suppose you were also her teacher during COVID, right?
No, luckily. So when she finished kindergarten, we were moving, and they moved to like Zoom classes and stuff, but they weren't required because she was just in kindergarten. They still had like weekly Zoom classes she can go to. And then she was able to go in person for her school, which was nice. So that way I could focus on my school, and I had an internship. So it was nice that she was able to go into school. I mean, things were changed, she wasn't able to play as closely with her friends, and they weren't sitting as closely, and then masks all day. But luckily her school allowed, they had the choice of, you can send them in school or teach them at home. So we chose in school just to make it easier on me doing school and internships and everything. So.
Oh yeah, that's a huge help, because in my mind I was like, oh my God, how did she do it? How was she, even, and I feel like if you were not the teacher and she didn't have school, it would have been even harder to take care of her like all day long, every day, and doing your school work. We all know being a mom is a full-time job already, and being a graduate student is a full-time job as well. So both, I'm like, how? How is that possible? Great. And so it sounds like you do a lot of outdoor activities with your daughter. Does it help you, relax, and but also like bring new ideas to your research and your projects for school?
It does. Just being outside and seeing, things. And there's things around here that I didn't even know were here. I always love being outside because it's just always relaxing, no matter what you're doing. Just going to the springs or going for a little hike, it helps. And I feel like it's something that I could bring into my research, into my job. Explaining the benefits of being outside. Just a 10-minute walk down the trail. Not only does it get the kids' energy out, but it also relaxes you a bit too, just being in nature and being outside.
Yeah. And could you tell us more about the Veteran Center, which is, I'm pretty sure, not so known to most of the students at FSU, and maybe how it has helped, your transition going back to school, and feel supported. Many graduate students don't feel supported when they arrive in a new program.
Yes. So like I said, I was online, and even being online, they would email me. They do this thing called First Friday. So every First Friday, they all get together. Well, when COVID hit, they started doing it online, which was great for the online students because we could actually attend. So I met a lot of great people through there. That that are in Tallahassee. So we actually have plans to meet up. So I've made friends through that. They also have a women's veteran association. I forget the name of it, but there's a Facebook page for it too. And they do things. They had a paint night, and then they had a one where you painted pumpkins, and they did one that was an escape room, and you all logged onto Zoom and you did an escape room and tried to get out of this locked room and everything and it was all online.
Wow,
Um,
that's impressive.
so yeah, and then I most recently, when I moved here, the Veteran Center, you said, come by, let's show you around. So we went up there and I met everybody, and they showed me, all around. They have a room that's got, I think there's a TV in there and coffee and computers and printers and stuff that you can use if you're a veteran. So it's just nice, and they had just, a little area where you can meet people and just feel connected with people who are veterans and kind of understand what you've been through.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Um, all right. Well, my last question for you is, how do you picture yourself in 5 years from today? What would be your, dream life at that point?
Let's see, 5 years from now, I would hope that I was through with my doctorates because I plan on going back to school once I graduate. And then just living life with my daughter when, working in the schools and doing what I can to help the community and just, I don't know, just being happy, I guess.
Yeah. Well, so now I have one more question for you. So you are about to graduate with in the spring, not about,
Yeah, in
next,
the spring.
yeah.
Yep,
And so I understand that you want to do a PhD afterwards.
I do.
And so why continue with a PhD? Where does this decision come from? Or was it always the plan?
It was always the plan for me to get a PhD, partly because I want the word doctor in front of my name, because I always thought it would be cool. And then it also opens up way more job opportunities and makes me more competitive in social work. So it's kind of like a twofold. Like I get the recognition, and then I also am able to get a better job and be more competitive and be able to support my daughter a little bit better.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Well, thank you so much for your time and for this great interview. I hope you have an amazing summer with your daughter under the Floridian rain.
Well,
All
thank you
right.
so much for having me.